Yo, you guys, this is crazy. This is crazy. Do you hear me? This dude, who you're about to watch, it's on screen right now, Jacob Lang, he held a rally. He held a rally today, and in the rally today, it was a protest and we're calling all white people to come together and stand against white violence perpetrated by black people. That was what his rally was for. And it was a complete dud. Let me go ahead and say that. It was a complete dud. Now, who is this dude? You guys might know. I've been talking about him for a couple days now. His name is Jake Lang. I was locked up with him in DC DOC. He is a January 6er and a very crappy one at that. Straight scumbag. That's my opinion. But listen to what Austin Metcalf's father had to say when Jake pleaded with him. All right. Listen to this. I need everybody to share this thing out right now. Share this out. This needs to go viral because this can help to calm down the racial divide that is happening in our country right now. We have a racial divide that these people are trying to push. And when I say these people, I mean people like Jake Lang and people that are on the left side of this that are pushing black people to be angry and side with Carmelo or side with Austin. It's BS. Don't fall for the trap, okay? I want you guys to listen to what Austin Metcalf's father had to say to Jake Lang, who were calling people to come out. All right, listen to this and shout out to Austin Metcalf's father, man. I'm still praying for you, brother. I'm praying for your family. God bless you guys. Yo, check this out.
Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
Did y'all hear what he said? Did y'all hear what he said? I'm going to play the other clip because it's longer. Listen to what he said. This is a more full video, okay, of the interaction. And it's insane. I'm so glad that this man came out and spoke against Jake Lang and against the whole racist ideology. He said, you're part of the divide. You're part of the effing problem, is what he told him. That's what Austin Metcalf's father said. You are part of the effing problem. You're causing a racial divide. He knows. This man who lost his son's life knows that this is not a racial issue. This has nothing to do with race. And Austin Metcalf's father came out and bro, it made me feel so proud. It made me so proud of this American, this great American, to come out after losing his son. He also called for forgiveness. He said that he forgives. He said that he forgives this young boy, that Carmelo, that took his son's life. He said, let God handle it. Let's listen to this one.
This country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
My son, let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
You are being weak. I gotta be.
Do you hear that? Then here comes Philip Anderson. Philip Anderson, bro, I try to be cool, but Philip Anderson, you know who you remind me of, bro? You remind me of Samuel L. Jackson, and Jake Lang is basically the Leonardo DiCaprio. You come up and you're like, we sick, boss? We sick, massa? I'm gonna listen to everything you say, massa. Philip Anderson, you talk about he's being weak. No, you're being weak. You're shaming this dude because he won't stand with you against your racist ideology, which is crazy that you're a black man standing there promoting this racism as a black man, but you're not. You're not. You're just an evil follower. That's what you are. You're an evil follower of Jake Lang and his rhetoric. You feel like you're like a Wookiee. You're like a Wookiee that owes a life debt to Jake. That's really what it is. You owe a life debt because this Jedi saved your life. Not even a Jedi, a Sith. He's a Sith. You owe this Sith a life debt because you're his personal little Wookiee that walks around with him. And I don't mean that racially. I mean that as in you owe him a life debt. So everything that Jake does, you see no wrong in it. And you promote this whole racial divide. You're one of the ones that's a part of the problem. You're one of the ones that people call bootlicker. Because that's what you're doing. He's literally calling out black people and you're standing up on a bus. Both of y'all looking like straight clowns, bozos. Looking like bozos. Standing on top of a freaking bus, yelling at children for wearing a freaking Carmelo Anthony jersey. They're kids. Let them have their opinion. It's America. You have a right to an opinion, whether you agree or disagree with it. And you're standing with somebody who's running for office, which is why I'm being so critical of Jake. It's not that he holds the opinion that he has about black people. I don't care about that. You're an American. Have whatever opinion you want about black folks. I don't care. We don't care. Doesn't matter. But when you're trying to run for political office and then you're pushing for a racial divide, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. Now you got me coming out and making videos about you. You got my attention. Just like you had my attention in DC when I had to put the pause on you. When I had to put you down and make you beg for mercy. I'm going to finish this. Let these clowns go ahead and talk.
You're being weak. I got to be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jim.
That's the problem.
You've been submitted. Hold on, hey, Jim. You've been submitted. I'll handle it from here. You've been submitted, sir.
You're not going to make
Clowns. 3 people showed up to your little weak white supremacy rally, Jake. 3 people. You're a clown. Philip Anderson, you're a clown. Both of y'all are clowns, monkeys in a circus, trying to set people up with your psyop. I know what a Fed looks like. And I would think that that's what a Fed looks like. Just saying. Don't know if you guys are Feds, but I know what a Fed looks like. I know that. And the crazy part about it is neither one of you are white. Philip Anderson, Jake Lang, neither one of you are white men. Jacob Lang, you are Jewish. Your mother is Jewish. And like you told us when we was locked in DC DOC, with Judaism, it goes through a matriarchal line. So by bloodline, you are Jewish, and you're calling people out to try to push a racial divide in the country between blacks and whites. That's interesting. That's interesting that a Jewish man is speaking at a white protect whites from black violence rally with a black man and pushing blacks and whites to be at odds with each other. That's just it's insane. That's insane. So let's go and see what this little rally was about, guys. Let's check it out. Which is, you know what's funny? The whole rally was talking about we got to stand against black violence towards whites. That's what his rally was about. Guess who assaulted somebody at the rally where there was like 3 people? A white lady assaulted a white guy. Ain't that something? So I think the better message would be what? How about we just stand against violence? Stand against violence against all Americans. No American should have to live in fear of being assaulted by any other American. Let's stop the violence. Why does color got to be attached to everything with these paid shills, bro? These people that are installed into these situations to be these talking figureheads. It's crazy to me. And then people support it. The people that support it, you're just as equally as disgusting as the 2 I got to be careful because I'm not only on X. The 2 people that we just saw on video. I'm sorry that I'm so high strung right now, but that's disrespectful to Austin Metcalf's memory and his family. You just disrespected this man's father and called him weak when it takes greater strength to forgive somebody. It takes greater strength and restraint to forgive somebody than to give in to your anger. And that man showed restraint and forgiveness. He did what Christ said to do. And you gonna call him weak? You's a sucker, boy. You's a lame, boy. You's a lame. You should be thanking God that he's having mercy and saying glory to God because God's being glorified right now because this man is being Christ-like. The same way that I was Christ-like when I was standing over you after I knocked you down, after I put you on your head and I had mercy and didn't pulverize you. You should be having thanking God for people that have mercy. It's ridiculous, man. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Let me get over here to this other page so I can show y'all this other. Whew. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. It gets irritating. Oh my God. Riled up right now. It's really, it gets me, y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It does. It really gets me. It's insane. I can't find this page. Let me see. Oh, he got me blocked. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to be up here. There we go. Check this out, guys.
Lost his life to senseless black violence. I'm here with my brother, Philip Anderson.
Look, he got to show. You notice he got to show you the token. He's got to show you the token that he's got next to him. I'm here with my brother, Philip Anderson. Look at Philip Anderson looking like a clown. Look at him. That's Samuel Jackson right there from Django, y'all. That's who that is. Who's that over there on that nag? That's who that is. That's him.
Behind us, you can see the stadium where the blood of Austin Metcalf is still wetting the bleachers.
Notice he got to say his lines. He's been saying that since it happened. Trying to get a response. Now look at behind him. You guys see behind him over here?
They have an amazing.
Look at how many people, an amazing crowd. We have an amazing crowd. 1, 2, 3. These are counter protesters over here. Then you got this person sitting in the middle and there's these people taking pictures. All right. This is the big event that he hyped up to everybody. It's going to be huge. We're going to come out here and we're going to support our white brothers and sisters against black violence. What a joke.
Crowd, people still showing up, a lot of
Nobody
media.
showed up. Matter of fact, people left. I watched the whole thing. People left. Nobody showed up, Jake. You're a liar. Stop lying to the people. These are counter protesters and people that are recording to get content of you looking like a goofy on top of a Trump bus. Of all things you show up in, instead of putting like a White Lives Matter thing or whatever it is that you're trying to support, no, you want to attach it to Trump because you're trying to siphon off supporters. Really, what I think you're trying to do is put a stain on MAGA. You're trying to put a stain on Trump. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to help the movement. You're not trying to help the movement or help white people. You're trying to get white people to be at odds with black people and black people to be at odds with white people. And I'm telling every black person and white person, lighter and darker skinned American, don't fall for the trap. We are united. We don't share the ideology of clowns like this and Philip Anderson. Both of them are like stooges, bro. They're not right. They're not right.
Lots of police presence. I just want to invoke the name of Jesus Christ over.
Don't you dare. No, we fast forward. I don't want to hear your demonic prayer. Don't want to hear your demonic prayer. You ain't got no part with Jesus, bro. At all.
We're the first ones to do this. It's
Yeah.
about time, yeah.
So, guys, this is a historic event. Now we're addressing the crowd, so I shifted it. Before we had the stadium in the background where Austin Metcalf was murdered.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Let me hold on real quick, you guys. Let me put a banner or something over this dude because, yeah, I can't stand looking at his anything, really. Matter of fact, let's make this a rant. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make it a rant. We're going to change this thing up real quick because I don't want to give him no play. Let's put that over there. We'll put me over here. There we go. That's better. That's better. Update. Here we go.
Please reshare this link online right now, guys. Get this out to as many people as possible. Guys, this is the first time, I'd say, in American history, but in as long as I've been alive, where white Americans and my brother, black Americans, white Americans can stand up and speak out. We have been suppressed.
Yeah.
We have been suppressed for generations. We've been moved to the back of the bus and told to sit down and shut up.
Y'all notice the language he's using, right? Tell me y'all notice the rhetoric that he's using. Do you see? He's basically trying to say we're being treated like black people from the 20s, from the 50s. Shut up, bro. You ain't never been treated like nothing, bro. And you're not white. Stop cosplaying a white man. You are not a white man. And we could tell from that side profile.
Generations ago, it was people of this skin color. And now it is our people that are being brutally murdered. The justice system is failing us. And we're here to stand today against injustice, plain and simple. Righteous men of God are called to stand against injustice. And so today, black and white together, we're standing against black violence against white Americans. It's very simple. We've seen
black and white together. I don't see a black guy and a white guy up there. I see two people that are representatives of Satan. One is a darker skin color and one's a lighter skin color, but the one that's a lighter skin color isn't a white man. He's not a white man. He's of the Israeli. Matter of fact, Jacob Lang's sister is a soldier in the IDF. Tell me again how you're a white man, Jake. Tell me again, because all the time that we was locked up, you were Israel, is what you used to say. So how is it that now you're a white man? You're cosplaying. You're cosplaying. You're cosplaying a white man with your Wookiee friend.
Time and time again, the statistics do not lie. The statistics do not lie. 350,000 white people were assaulted last year in America by black Americans. There is a prevalent gang culture. There is a prevalent gang culture in America. Give me a second. We have another camera here. I have to.
Oh, leave me a second. This is so professional.
Edward, you're on stage.
Look at his haircut. He's even trying to get the whole haircut to make himself pass off as this white guy. He shaved off his beard. He shaved off his beard because if he had his beard, you would know exactly who you were looking at. All right? You would know exactly who you was looking at, dog. And this boy, whew, hey, I'm heated right now, y'all. I'm on fire right now.
I had to remove you from stage. There's a prevalent gang culture. It's my laptop.
There's a prevalent gang culture, you guys.
There's a prevalent gang culture and violent hip-hop culture that has pervaded the young minds of black Americans.
You hear that? It's not a gang culture that's just invaded the minds of young Americans. No, only black Americans. There's no such thing as white or brown gang members. They don't exist. No. Well, they do, but there's just not a lot of them. So we just really just need to focus on the black ones. No. See, this is what I mean with race baiters. This is a race baiter. He's a race baiter. And the funny thing is he's not even of the white race. You're not even of the white race. You cried anti-Semitism the whole time that we were locked up.
In this country and turned them racist against their brothers who want nothing more than to lift them up, to live in peace with them, to love them, to be one body in the body of Christ.
There it is. You heard the accent? One body. You heard the accent? You heard it, right? One body.
This has led to not just racism, but racism in action. People are dying. Stores are being smashed in. White people are being terrorized.
Y'all heard that? White people are being terrorized. White people are being terrorized. Not anybody else. He don't care about anybody else. Just the whites. Just the whites. Because in his mind, we're all divided in this country by race. Which is what we fight against when we talk about America first. This is the new Richard Spencer, you guys. This is the new alt-right. He's trying to be, but he can't be because he's not alt-white. And it's funny when you go and looking through his comments, see the real white guys that are really white from this country, what they say to him. They know. They've been calling him out. They're like, bro, you ain't even white. And they got something to say about him being up there with Philip Anderson, and which is hilarious. You're calling all racists to come to your rally, and guess what? They came in full force in your comment section and called you out. It's great. Yes, Danielle. Yes.
Our country, the fabric of our country is changing right before our eyes. Donald Trump made one of his main campaign promises, immigration. These two problems are linked intrinsically.
Wow. So black violence is linked intrinsically to immigration. Sounds to me like you're basically saying you want black people just to go back to Africa. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, it's been said. I mean, I've said it to people that don't like being in America, like, hey, well, then go where you think you want to go. But to hear you say it, it's great.
White people are not only disappearing in this country, becoming a minority in the land that we had, the land that our founding fathers carved out for us.
Our founding fathers? So wait a minute. This is what I'm trying to understand here. When you say our founding fathers, you have to be talking about America's founding fathers, because when you say our, they weren't Jewish. The founding fathers were not Jewish. So make that make sense to me, dog. I'm trying to understand.
But now, not only are we disappearing, but we are being attacked and murdered in the streets.
You know who you should blame for the disappearance? I mean, if you really believe what you're saying that we're disappearing. Well, maybe you should blame your dad. Blame your dad for the disappearance of white people, as you're trying to put it. White people are fading away from the demographic, is what you're saying. Well, your father helped that. Your father is guilty. Jake, since you want to go after Austin Metcalf's father, let's talk about your father. Your father laid down with somebody that's from Israel, okay? Which means that he's not helping grow the white population in America. Make sense? Does it make sense? He didn't help to further your cause, Jake, for a whiter America. Why are you not condemning your father for creating you? I'm curious.
These two problems are intrinsically tied, but today we're here to address and call for justice for Austin Metcalf, who was murdered.
And just to answer on Instagram, yes, Jake is Jewish. His sister is an IDF soldier in Israel. I'm not sure if Jake has dual citizenship, but his mother, when we were here, let me show you. Where's the books? Where's the books? Right here. And here's the books, you guys. These are the books that Jacob Lang's mother sent into him because they thought he was crazy when he converted to Christianity. Okay, this is the truth. When Jake converted to Christianity, his mother and sister had him crying on the phone. He was crying because they were saying that he needs to be committed to a mental hospital. That's what they said. These are the books that they sent him. Well, his mother. Let's Get Biblical. Let's Get Biblical Volume 2. Let's Get Biblical Volume 1. These were sent in to Jake Lang and DCDOC, and he gave them to me because I like to study. And what these are, this is from Rabbi Tovia Singer. Why doesn't Judaism accept the Christian Messiah? These books were delivered to Jake in DCDOC. 100% fact. Ask everybody we was locked up with. These are a gift from Jake. He was like, brother, I can't have these. My mother and them, they're trying to get me to convert back to Judaism because I told them I'm converted to Christ. Well, hey, now I know why they said that you was crazy. It's not because of your faith. It's because of the way you go about it. You're trying to mix faith with racism, and you can't do that. You can't do that. They knew what you were becoming. I think it maybe would have been for the best if you would have taken their advice and actually went and sought help from a professional.
In that stadium, his blood is wet.
Hey, Mama Dawn.
On the stadium bleachers. His killer is home playing Xbox.
Yeah.
This is injustice. Black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, Spanish, whatever you are, recognize injustice and don't be a coward to call it out. Today, tens of thousands should have been here. We have a great crowd. But
They're in their
fear.
cars, though. They're in their cars right there.
Look at them. Look at them. They're in their cars. Look at him trying to make excuses. Oh, they're here, but they're in their car though. No, bro. Look at this is a black guy right here. This is a black guy. All these people ain't here for you, bro. They here to record you. They're not here to support you. Okay? You got some that are mentally ill like you that showed up for your Fed Fest. But they weren't there to support you. Not everybody. Not everybody. No, bro. And it's great. I'm happy that you went up there today and you looked like an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to your fiance or girlfriend, whatever you guys are. I don't know. You're an embarrassment to your father, and I know your mother's embarrassed. Oh, I know for sure. I watched the lives that your mother did while you were incarcerated still. I listened to your mother until she started to get in on the action. See, she switched up. She switched up. The mother that you live with, by the way, the mother that you live with, because you don't have your own home. You stay with her. And I wonder what she thinks when she sees you every day. I wonder if she's proud. I wonder if she's proud of her son who's standing up against white violence against black people and knowing that it's calling to action the same people who hold an ideology that is disgraceful to her. They do not like your mother. And if they had it their way, your mother would not be, you know. I wonder how your sister feels. I know she's heavily embarrassed of you. I know that for a fact, that your sister's very, very embarrassed of you. And it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad to see that you're out here promoting this racist ideology.
Afraid. Tell them to say it out loud.
But there is a spirit of fear that is not of God. There is a spirit of fear that is not of God. That is
talking about a spirit of fear that is not of God. So do you think that your ideology and the things that you're saying right now are of God, Jake? Do you think standing on top of the bus with the Wookiee is of God? Do you really believe that? Do you think that what you're saying about standing up for whites against black violence and just not standing up against violence as Christ called? Christ didn't come and say, I'm here to stand up against Israel violence, the children of Israel violence. No, Christ came. He said, I'm not just here to die for Israel. I'm here for the world. And here you are.
pervaded our culture.
Counter protesting. You
We
hear
are
him?
fearful to walk on the streets. We're fearful to assemble.
Yeah, they're literally right there in their cars. They're afraid to stand here because those assholes get them fired from their jobs. That's the reason why. Another reason why this protest today.
Another reason why this protest today.
Listen to this.
All these people that agree with us, but they're in their cars right now because they're afraid to be seen on camera, because they're afraid that they'll lose their jobs. They're afraid that someone will come to their home. That is another reason why we are here today. So when you tell me that white people are not the main victim of racism, that white people are not oppressed, not being put down, then tell me why they're having to hide in their cars right now.
Bro, do you all hear this? Do you hear this dude? Look at this clown. Look at him. Look at him. Now, I used to feel bad for him. This guy, by the way, is the guy that got his teeth knocked out in California. He's got dentures. Them things in the front that you see ain't his real teeth. He got laid out by Antifa. And I used to feel bad for him when he fanboyed out when he met me in DC. Fanboyed out. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, what's up, bro? Who are you? He's like, oh, bro, I'm the guy that got his teeth knocked out by Antifa in California. And I'm like, yo, that sucks, bro. I'm glad you're still good, And I've been cool with this dude, and he's been all right. But now to hear him up on the stage and listen to all the things that he said today, I ain't got no love for you, bro. None.
Tell me why they can't even talk to you, journalists, right now. Tell me why they can't even talk to the journalists. Tell me why they can't even come talk to you right now. Because they're afraid. Because the people right there, they're coming to counter protest, but really disrupt. They're bullies, and they're the racists. Another reason why we're here today and why we're not going to stop. We're going to keep pushing this issue. There's nothing you can do to stop us. Doesn't matter what you call us. Doesn't matter if you try to stop us. Nothing you can do to stop us, because this has been an issue for my entire life, for my white family members and my white friends, where they've been put down, they've been treated like trash just because they're white. And there's so many people say, oh, it's not true. It's not true. It is true. I see it day after day, month after month, year after year. And I'm tired of the anti-white racism. I'm tired of the anti-white hate. I'm tired of the anti-white violence.
You're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of racism. I'm just tired of racism against blacks, against whites, against brown. I am tired of racism, period. Wouldn't that be the better thing to say, you sophomoric, Idiot. You're tired of white racism? You're smoking, bro. You smoking something. Just be tired of racism. If you're really America first, as you profess all over your X account, just be tired of racism. Not white racism or black racism, all racism. It's not that hard, and you can tell when it's somebody up here for an agenda. It's either you're up there for an agenda, you're a paid shill working for the feds, I don't know, or you're just ignorant. And looking at you both, I'm maybe you're just ignorant. Maybe, literally, maybe you guys have a learning disability. I don't know, but something is off. Something is off because nothing about what you're saying is right. Literally and figuratively, it's not right and it's not right. Oh, God.
I will stand on top of a damn bus and scream that we are going to end this shit right now.
Thank you. That's my brother, Philip Anderson. Philip Anderson is a January 6th patriot and hero that stood shoulder to shoulder with me at the Capitol. Here we are again.
And then you try to use January 6th. You're a stain to us, Jake. None of the J6 community has anything to do with neither one of you morons. Neither one of you morons. No one likes you guys except for the people that you paid. Last night when I hosted that space over there on X, guess what everybody said? Nobody had nothing good to say about you. Dominic Box, who you disrespected and called a coward because he wasn't speaking up for you after all you've done for him. The only good thing he had to say was the same thing that everybody else has to say. Well, I'm not going to say anything bad about Jake because, you know, Jake gave me commissary money. Jake gave me lawyer money. Not Jake was always a good guy to me and I could come and talk to him about anything. Not Jake had my back, you know, when I was going through a hard time. No. It was always money. It's always money. You don't even know the people that you give money to. You didn't know the black guys that you was giving money to when you was in a hole in D.C. Wonder why you was doing that. Why was you giving money to black people in the hole in D.C.? Because they didn't like you. So I'm just asking a question. Were you being extorted, Jake? Were you having a hard time in jail? Just curious. Just curious.
And 90 days after getting pardoned. 90 days standing again. Those who are fearful in the audience and in the crowd to stand. I did 4 years and 6 days incarcerated, mostly in the DC gulag. I was never offered bond.
You were never offered bond because you were beating police officers with a bat. You dressed up in a black leather jacket, a black gas mask, black pants, black boots, and you showed up ready for war against police officers. No other Jan 6er that was really a MAGA patriot that was there just simply for the protest showed up like that. But you did. You did. And then you bragged about it. Brag. You ran around DC DOC when we were showing Discovery and like, look at what I did. Look at how I got him with the bat. Look at this one. Look at how I got this officer. Bragging about what you did to police officers. You're not a patriot. You're a fake triot. You're never going to be a senator. Not as long as I'm alive to tell the people the truth about you. You're a fraud.
Applied 3 times. I have no criminal record. I put millions of dollars in property.
No criminal record? I got a question. Jake, was there ever a time, this is just a question, I'm not making any accusations, this is a question. Was there ever a time where you got in some trouble inside your daddy's car because you were partying with underage girls and there were illegal substances involved? I don't know if it's true or not. I'm asking you. Is that a thing? And then another question. Did you ever assault somebody in Ohio that was supposed to be a friend? I think you did something crazy to him because you got upset, was what I was told. I'm not sure if it's true, but I'm asking you the question. Did that ever happen? I just need to know. So if you can answer that for me, that would be great. Not making an accusation at all. I'm just asking a question. Okay.
And cash up. There is a man with just $25,000 and that bloody knife who is home right now, who has murdered a member of this community in Frisco, Texas. For 2 weeks, his blood has been on those bleachers, and nobody has stood up in support of him.
That's not true. That is not true. I've stood up for him. I'm standing up for him right now against people like you. But you want people to stand for race. You don't want people to stand for Austin Metcalf. You're not asking people to stand for Austin Metcalf. You're asking people to stand for race. And America is sick of people like you with that ideology, because regardless of what you want to believe, America's not racist. The majority of white people in this country are not racist. The majority of black people in this country are not racist. We don't share your ideology. Scrub.
Nobody has stood up in support of him. So we had to come in from Florida. We had to come in. Philip's from Texas. There's not been a protest.
Philip is not from Texas. He lives in Texas. Philip's from Ethiopia. Okay, let's get that clear. Philip came here because he was adopted by a nice white family who went to Ethiopia because they were trying to help a starving child or something. I don't know how it happened, but Philip got picked up by a very, very loving white family, which is why he shares your sentiment and loves white people so much, which there's nothing wrong with that. I just wish that you would love everybody so much and not be so critical of people that are not white. That's all.
Not been a staged event, so we had to answer the call to God. We cannot sit silent when these type of acts are crushing and killing people. White Americans are living in abject fear.
Chat, I have a question. For all the white people that are here right now watching me, are you living in fear right now? Do you, honest to God, do you have a fear when you walk outside your door that some black guy is going to come and assault you? I need to know. I need to know, because he's making it seem like this is a pandemic, you know, or I'm sorry, an epidemic, not worldwide, just right here, an epidemic. Okay, I need to know.
This is tyranny. This is the tyranny our founding fathers warned us about. We are asking the American people.
This is a tyranny that our founding fathers warned us about. You must not have a knowledge of the founding fathers, because it was not about living in fear of black people, especially at that time, because black people were actually slaves. I think what they were talking about when they were talking about tyranny was a tyrannical government, Jake. I think that's what they meant. I don't think that they were talking about living in fear of the black people that were working for them for free. Just saying.
Do not be silent on this issue. Where it was 350,000 last year, it'll be 400,000 next year. All of the black Americans that are churchgoers, that generation is passing.
Here he goes, hiding behind Christianity. You're not a Christian. And everybody that's listening to you, they get it, bro. They can hear you. You're not a Christian. You're speaking loud and clear of who you serve. If Christ was here right now, like in the flesh, you know what he would say? We ain't got the same daddy. You're of your father, the devil, and your works show it. That's what he would say.
There'll be no voice in the black community to lift them up. So we are here together saying, before it is too late, before the crime rate escalates, before the violence on white Americans comes to a point where there is some type of friction that cannot be healed between the communities, let's make a stand together now. Let's make a stand together today. I see right now Antifa, Hamas, some other.
That's everybody that's at his protest. It's Antifa and Hamas. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Nasty group has showed up to counter protest. The police are responding. My brother Philip Anderson, is I going to say something?
Hey, I just want to point out these idiots over here that are saying we're racist. Not a single black person, not a single brown person. Every last one of those idiots are white, and they're kind of the nerve to come here and harass us and try to disrupt.
Wow, white people showed up to tell you that you're a racist when you're trying to protect them? Oh my gosh, who would have thought? Why would they be saying that? That's crazy. Why would these people show up and say that? I wonder.
When they can have their own counter protest over there on the other side. That's what the police said. The police said the counter protesters were not supposed to be here. but they have to come here. They have to disrupt, but you will not scare us. You will not run us off. We're going to stand our ground and say exactly what we believe. All we have said is that it's wrong for white people to be.
That's a good point right there, Rex. That is a good point. First, Jake assaults the police, but now he's hiding behind them. That is a great, great point. Best comment of the night for sure.
Be killed. It's wrong for our white friends and family members to be killed. That's all we're saying, that it's wrong for violence and racism against white people.
Again, you sound like a freaking idiot. Why isn't it wrong for any people? You're saying that it's wrong just for white people? Say it's wrong for all people, you moron. You know what I hear when you talk, Phil? You know what I hear? Sound like a Wookiee. That's it. And then when I could understand you, it's like this. Yes, a boss. Yes, a massa. Yes, a boss, massa. Is we sick today, massa? Massa, we sick today. Massa, would you like to put your feet on my head? I'll heal you. I'll heal you. Put your feet on my back, massa. I'm going to bend down here and I'm going to be your ottoman. That's what I hear from you. That's what you sound like to me.
Just for saying that. They want to shut us down. They want to call us names. And that's exactly, once again, why we are here today. They're the bad guys, in case you didn't notice.
Thanks, Philip. Fight. Listen, weakness.
Hold on. Where is your bra? Where's your bra? That is indecent. You should have been arrested. That is a charge. That's indecent exposure, Phil. What are you doing? You don't come out like that with those Madonna things pointing at everybody. You're going to poke Jake's eye out.
Will be rewarded. If we don't make a stand today, the fabric of the country will change. The race problem will decline to such a place where we can't live in this country where it was e pluribus plurum. Out of many, one. Americans want to be united.
E pluribus unum. If you understand Latin, if you can read Latin at all. I can read Latin. Jake, did you take Latin? Have you studied Latin? Huh? Because you sure didn't enunciate right there, bro. I mean, come on, bro. You gotta get a better script, my guy, because you sound just ridiculous. Especially when you were on stage and you said something about they misgendered us. Like, what? What? Come on.
We want to live in harmony together. We don't want to have to run and separate the races just because the violence is so nasty and abhorrent. And Jake, we are calling upon Black Americans, condemn Carmelo Anthony.
Condemned.
Condemn Carmelo Anthony.
Condemned
and demand that justice be served today. Demand justice be served today. There is a killer on the loose in Frisco, Texas. His name is Carmelo Anthony. He has a knife and he's coming for your...
You guys hear this? Condemn Carmelo Anthony. I'm not a judge, okay? Did what he do or what he did was wrong. We all get that. Nobody's saying that he's not wrong, okay? And even if they are, that's their opinion. Justice is going to be served. Let justice run its course. Just how you were crying. Remember when you were crying that you weren't given bond? You opened with that and this. I was denied bond. So you want them to violate this kid by not giving him bond. The same thing that you cried about for years. And you just got up here and cried about. You want them to deny his bond. Violate his rights. We're for American Constitution, but not for this black guy who committed a crime against a white guy. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Our children next at a peaceful track meet. Our children are being slain, gunned down, and murdered. How can we not condemn this? How can weakness, fear, cannot live in the heart of patriots? I'm calling upon both parties, all races, all religions, condemn Carmelo Anthony, the murderer that is
allegedly. All right. Now we all have we know, right? But for YouTube's purposes, I gotta say allegedly because he's not convicted yet. But I do hope justice gets served. Let me just go ahead and point that out. I hope that justice gets served if he is found guilty of the crime in which he's being charged with. Fair? Okay, let's keep going. YouTube, don't take me down for this. All right, this is this guy. That's not me. This is this. I'm just reporting. That's all.
Been idolized by the violent black culture in America. Violent black culture is the reason why Austin Metcalf's family is grieving today. Violent black culture is the reason why young mothers are afraid to push their kids in strollers anywhere where it's not 80 or 90% white people. We need.
Okay. Violent black culture. Violent black culture. Why can't it just be violent culture? Because it's not just a black culture when you have other people taking part in it. Hip hop is not a black culture. It's just more black people listen to hip hop. Just like country isn't white culture. It's just more white people listen to country. It's just culture. And people partake in it. It's not hard. This is really not, I ain't got to be a rocket surgeon. This is not hard. It's hard for some people, like Jake, but it's not hard for me. Not hard.
We need unity in this country. We don't need separation. We need peace and unity. The people that stand against that are the people who would have condemned Martin Luther King. He is on the side of the bus. That man is a hero. He stood as we're standing against violence against any race. When one race perpetrates violence against every other race, it is.
You heard that? Listen to how he just contradicts himself. Listen again.
Kids in strollers anywhere where it's not 80 or 90% white people. We need unity in this country. We don't need separation.
We need unity. We don't need separation. Listen.
We need peace and unity.
Peace and unity.
The people that stand against that are the people who would have condemned Martin Luther King. He is on the side of the bus.
Okay. Martin Luther King, who you labeled a communist, Marxist, and all of that stood for nonviolence against any people. He didn't ask people to commit violence back. He just stood for nonviolence. He didn't make it about nonviolence towards blacks. It was just nonviolence. Okay.
That man is a hero. He stood as we're standing.
He stood as you're standing. I don't think so. I think you're confusing Martin Luther King with like David Duke or something like that. I could be wrong, but I think you got it wrong there.
Against violence against any race.
Against violence against any race. You heard him, right? Now watch how he just contradicts himself. Against violence against any race. Now listen.
When one race perpetrates violence against every other race, it is
against all race, but when one race commits violence against every other race, as if white people and brown people don't commit violence against anyone else. That's not their race. Bro, you got, I forget the kid's name, the mentally disturbed kid that walked into the black church and annihilated everybody. Should black people have held all white people accountable and stood against white violence against blacks? No. It's just wrong to kill people for no reason. You know? It's kind of like that. If there was zero crime committed by white people, if the percentage was zero amount of white people commit violence against black people, I would be like, yo, he's got a point, guys. But that's not the case. And I know what his argument would be. Yeah, but the numbers are very low. The statistics will show, statistical, that's what he says. Statistical will show that it's just so many blacks and just so little whites do it. But it's not zero. It's not zero. So why not just call out violence instead of putting race on it? And that way you're holding everybody accountable. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
It's untenable. Here are the numbers. 350,000 white Americans were assaulted by black Americans last year in America.
A lot of them were children. He's not telling you that. These aren't grown people. These aren't grown people. That data is coming from like schools. You get fights at schools where a kid, you've seen the videos of like black kids jumping on white kids and then white kids calling the other kid the N-word and then the kid gets up and punches them in the face. You ever watch videos on X and on YouTube and on, all these other platforms that show it? It's like, and that's not always the case. It's just sometimes a white kid's getting bullied. That's true. But it happens in both ways. You can watch it both ways. Depending on your algorithm, it's going to show you white kids, and the other one is going to show you black kids. It is what it is. But he's only going to read you the black data. We're going to read the black data, all right?
74,000 black Americans were assaulted by white Americans in America. But here's the kicker. If that's not enough, if those stark number differences aren't enough, white Americans are 200 million in America. Black Americans are 50 million. That is a 4 times difference. If we adjust the numbers.
Lame. Shout out to Cowboy Logic. Appreciate you, man.
There would be 15,000 assaults white on black with 350,000 assaults black on white. If those numbers do not scream injustice to you, if those numbers do not scream an untenable situation, then you are blind. And I ask God, my Father in heaven, to open up your eyes. By the blood of Jesus Christ, heal our country.
They're not in favor of him. Did y'all hear that? I love it.
Heal this divide. We have some disruptors here. The Frisco police are handling it professionally. We appreciate that. We wish the Capitol Police would have.
One guy and another guy, or a woman. I'm sorry. One guy and a woman right there standing in the front. And then you got this guy right here just recording everything. That's it. It's insanity. It is insanity. Let's fast forward a bit because this guy is so long-winded. His monologues are just horrible. I can't stand it. His voice is just like, oh, God, we got to stand together. We all got to stand together as white people. We got to come together against these blacks. They're committing violence against us. That's his real voice. You guys never heard it. I've heard it. He had to practice speaking the way that he does, This is for entertainment purposes only, everyone. Oh, man, we having technical difficulties here? Yeah, we are. I think that's enough anyway. I think it's enough. We gave this clown enough attention for the day. What do you guys think? Huh? What do you think? You think this guy is... You think he's for MAGA? Do you think he's for Christ? Do you think he's for America? What do you think about Jake Lang? Do you think that he deserves to be a senator of Florida? Florida, how do you feel about this guy? I want to know what Floridians think because he's running where you're at, which I don't really even understand because he's a New Yorker. He's from New York. The city's so hard you got to see it 2 times, but he couldn't make it there because if he would have went there and tried to run, you know what would have happened? Do you know what would have happened if Jake would have tried to run in Florida? All his dirty laundry would have been exposed. They'd be like, no, we don't want this guy to be a senator. This was the club promoter that we had out here that was allegedly had, I'm going to ask the question, Jake, was there ever a time that you were a club promoter in New York and was dealing with illegal substances and spreading them around out there? I'm curious. I'm not making an accusation. I'm asking a question, okay? Was there ever a time, is the reason why that you didn't run in New York because maybe they would air the dirty laundry of allegedly? I'm asking a question. Is the reason why you can't run there because the people of New York will ask you about the allegation against you when you got allegedly pulled over in your daddy's car and you had the underage girls there, guys? I mean, we're America first. We are MAGA, so you know how we feel about that kind of thing when it comes to anything underage. We not for that. But would that pop up? Would that be a thing? I'm curious. I'm just asking a question, okay? That's all. So, yeah, there's that. With that, you guys, I just want to bid you all a good day. I'm gonna get on with John here in a little bit, and hopefully you guys tune in. All right? If you're not following John, go follow John. Go follow John Whitlock. I think that's how you say it. Or not John. I'm sorry, Jason. Jason Whitlock. Go follow Jason Whitlock. He's amazing. I love his take on things. He's an older brother, but he has a brilliant take on things, common sense, and I like it. And he really pulled Jake out there yesterday when he had him on the show, called him out, and I was grateful for him for that. But yeah, he wants to have me on for a little talk. I wonder what he wants to talk about. I'm curious. Guess we're gonna find out, huh? Got to tune in. I love you guys. Unite, Don't fight. Be a street light. Because only you can be the change you wish to see in the world. And when you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America. Because without God, everything falls apart. I mean, just look at Jake and Phil, like how they're falling apart. They're falling apart. They're at the seams. Can you do me a favor? You guys like this video and share this video? If you're not, in support of the stuff that we just watched, if you love me, like it and share it. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.